Hey everyone, I'm Jackie Purcell coming to you live from our digital desk, and this is Picture Alaska. We're in the waning days of January 2025, and not a lot of snow here in the Anchorage or really south central region, hoping for lots of snow in areas where they're trying to do some winter races, whether that's the Iron Dog or even the Iditarod. So hoping that the snowfall will be adequate and the cover will be on the ground enough so that those snow machines or even those dog teams can get to their destination. So let's go and take a look at some of these wonderful viewer supplied photos, but we're going to start with our satellite and radar as we get into this as far as our outlook. Here is a look at those winter storm warnings, coastal flood warnings, winter weather advisories, even high winds as a series of storm systems is impacting a lot of the state. This is yet the second to third storm systems that will be moving through the state as we go into the next couple of days. Southwest Alaska has been kind of that bullseye over the last couple of days, but that moisture is traveling right up the west coast and starting to edge into the interior. So just want folks to be aware of that as well. So it is something to definitely watch for, take care of, because you want to be prepared in case there are any power outages. And with strong winds in combination with a mix of snow and rain and blowing snow, you do want to make sure that you're prepared. Hey, and you know what? That's what makes me so proud of so many Alaskans, is that, you know what? We are prepared, and just make sure that you're one of those. So remember that windstorm that we had that generated those winds in some areas of town anywhere from 91 to up to 112 miles per hour. I think that was at Alyeska. And in fact, this is some of that damage. A tree smashing into a truck. Amanda Hawkinson sending us this photo. But I think the thing that I want to point out here is, yes, there's damage. Hopefully there's insurance coverage for that. But a little family, two little kids in Connecticut, from the Harris family, they saw what happened, and I got this photo into KTUU, and the family said that their two little kids felt so bad for the folks that had had damage, and they wrote them this letter, and it says, "Dear Anchorage, I am sorry the wind blew signs, trees, and roofs down. I wish I could help clear it up. Sorry your cars got wet." So I wrote them back and I said, you know what, thank you so much for raising some tender-hearted kids. I mean, you can't go wrong when you have kids like that being brought up in the world. So, and you know what, from Connecticut to Alaska, the good karma is spreading. Okay, are you looking at me? Because I'm looking at you. That's a sheep's eye view. And you know what? That's out of Turning an Arm. Dave Darla Gerlach sending that in. And I think the thing that's really kind of astonishing is there's no snow, but there is brown grass there in the foreground. We have had some areas of dense fog, not just here in the Anchorage area. I think just last week we had a dense fog advisory as a result of that fog, which was very thick at times, and that does put a very slick sheen on the roads, not to mention the fact that we've had these melting temperatures that also puts that ice out there. My advice is always walk like a penguin, because then your center of gravity isn't too far away. You can take longer strides. That's when you get some slippery or the potential for falling increases. But that was a beautiful shot of the fog from Lake Hood. Thank you to Rita B. And look at the Alpen Glow on Mount Susitna. Thank you to Teresa Thiel for sending that in. Teresa is a regular Weather Picks contributor, so we do appreciate that, Teresa. What a nice look at Mount Susitna. It looks like it did have, may have caught that photo when we got a brand new snow. Look at the calm in the southeastern portion of the state, calm in Ketchikan during the morning hours. Carol Connolly sending that in and sharing it with us. They also they've seen actually some extremes, either heavy amounts of snow and then it melts, and then lots of snow and then it melts. This is out of Lake Alnic. Nina Tinker sharing this photo with us, and I think the thing that stands out to me about that is there looks like there's some slushy spots on that lake. So do be careful with these warmer temperatures on all sorts of area lakes. So you do want to make sure that you're not putting yourself in any kind of danger. Check out the beautiful, when you get some clear skies in the winter, beautiful sundogs are possible. This one out of Cayenne. Paul Oscar Henry. is sending this one in. We get a comment that says, I gotta mow my yard now. So is your grass actually growing? That is hilarious, because you know what? I have seen in the wintertime when we have had meltdowns, people sending in funny videos of just such occurrences. Now I'm going to give this a little time because, hey, anybody out there in Northwest Alaska, that might be kind of a hub for you, Unalakleet. And Lucinda Ivanov caught a great shot of Unalakleet from the air. You can see some of the lights of the village there, and I believe the runway in the background. Looks like it was a pretty nice night. You get a little bit of ice there along the edge of town. Looks like a kind of a slough on one side as well. But you know, when Alaska stands, certainly does, doesn't it? Thank you, Lucinda. And working on the slope. The funny thing about this photo is it doesn't look like a slope, other than, there's a slight slope to the photo, but it's pretty flat up there on the slope. Thank you to Ricky B. But you can see that low-lying sun. And the important thing about this is also that, hey, they're seeing the sun. So it's starting to make it up above that horizon a little more each day that it's clear enough to see it. So again, I want to thank everyone for sending in their photos. Send in your videos too. You can always do that to alaskasnewssource.com. And this would be like what you would see on the main homepage, and that arrow toward the right side of your screen, that's what you would click on, submit photos and videos, in order to get your good viewer content to us. And so that we can either feature it here on Picture Alaska, or we also like to give you a look at it on television or even on our digital platforms. So please share them with us. I want to thank you so much for sharing your time with us today, this afternoon. So have a good one.